My name is Chuck Woods. I attended the University of Florida from September 1959 until December, graduating from graduate school in 1965. Well, I will never forget that day. I was sitting in my dormitory room on a Tuesday around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and there was a knock on the door. And it was John Tileston. He was an investigator for the University Police Department, and said, would you come with me, or not would you, come with me to the University Police Department. And that was the first I knew about it, and they brought me into a room and said, we have information that you're a homosexual. And I said, you do? I said, where'd you get that from? And he declined to tell me where that information came from. And I denied it, of course. He showed me a letter from the university president, J. Wayne Wrights, saying that we want to help you with your problem. Of course, had I admitted to it, I would have been kicked out of the University of Florida. I told him that I'd tell my father, who was a colonel in the Army Corps of Engineers, and that he would probably end up suing the University of Florida over this. And I was really out on a limb. I didn't know that that would be the case, but that's what I told them. And that was the last I heard from them. They didn't bother me anymore. Apparently what happened was somebody had been pulled in by that same investigator and tipped them with a lot of different names, because there were a lot of gay people on campus at that point, even in 1959. It wasn't like it is today, but there was still an underground network of people on campus that you knew, and so they were calling in students as well as faculty and staff and harassing them. I know that a lot of faculty members left the university. Faculty members were really scared to death about where this witch hunt was going to go. It cut across the entire campus. It was the post-McCarthy era, and it was a very bizarre time, particularly when you look back on it from today, where they're talking about don't ask, don't tell. Fortunately, has been eliminated from the military, and now gay marriage is going to, looks like that's going to occur nationally, and they're going to repeal, we hope, the Defensive Marriage Act and things like that. Those kinds of things weren't even on the radar. They were unthinkable back in 1960. The students today have so many things to be thankful for in terms of, I guess, many things they take for granted in terms of having a positive environment if they're, struggling with their own sexuality or have questions about whether they're gay or straight or whatever. I think the University of Florida has come a long way. I don't think that faculty would worry about being openly gay. I think the young people today don't even care about it. It's not an issue. Whereas back in the 50s and 60s, people were more concerned about, people's sexuality of all things. And to me, things have just changed so much for the better. The irony today is that the student union is named after J. Wayne Wrights, who was somewhat of I would say he was part and parcel of that Johns Committee. The irony is that the student union is named after a homophobe.